gotten pregnant, other things, and it just got to a point.
She had gotten pregnant again?
Yeah.
While y'all together?
Yeah.
And it wasn't you?
Not with me.
Ah, come on, Kel.
It wasn't me. It wasn't.
And you stuck around?
Yeah, I stuck around. But here's the thing. These were things that were being revealed.
She telling you this?
No.
How do you find this out? I want to know how you found this out. You read a letter. You got to went through the phone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how that one went? There was a thing where we weren't having sex anymore. And we weren't doing anything more.
You weren't having sex. Clearly, she was.
Yeah, it's just because of I knew what was going on.
Right.
And I was like, yo, what is even happening? You're not coming home. You're not doing all these different things.
And y'all mad she not coming home?
Yeah. But then this was, back then.
Yeah.
We praying for her now. It's all good.
Yeah.
But this was the process of what I was going through.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And so now as this is going on, there was a time, get some more soda.
Now I need something stronger than soda, Kel. You telling me that right here.
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, you had one, you aborted that, but that wasn't yours. She told you didn't know you had one of your own, and she...
Yeah, well, yeah. There was a situation where there was a guy, and I had a feeling, you know what I mean, that she was...
Did you know him?
Talking to somebody. It was one of her friends that used to come over, right? And I was working a lot, you know what I mean? So it was one of those situations. And so I was dropping off the kids, and didn't go to work, and how I go. And so one day I decided where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the car and just kind of like go searching where she might be, because she ain't come home. And so I got in the whip, went driving around, saw her whip. Looked different, and I saw it, and I said at the hotel, I was like, yo, okay, this is a car at the hotel. I go to the lobby, you know what I mean, to go walk into the lobby. Turns out dude just come walking down the lobby about to go to the car, my car, and then she was driving, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? Take me upstairs. Let's go to the elevator, let's go together. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? We go up, we don't need to fight, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I already know what it is.
Right.
So we go up, of course she's surprised, within the room. And, we walk in, I walk in there and I'm just like, hey, okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? All right, and this is what you're doing? Okay, so, and I walk out, because I'm like, I'm not about to fight over...
No, she already made a decision.
Yeah, you made your decision. We'd have been through it.
Did she come out and let me explain?
Yeah.
What did that explain? Offer without explanation.
Explain. I'll go to the car. After I went to the car, then there was this. I was like, yo, I need to go back. And I went back because now I was like, well, I felt disrespected, so now I need to go do something. So then I'm going back up there. Cops came. Everybody came up at that point. And I remember this cop told me, he said, hey, yo, I seen this type of woman, this situation. You need to get out of this situation. You know what I mean? You need to get out of this situation. Like a goofy, still stayed around. You know what I mean? We said we was trying to make it work for the kids. You know what I mean? Trying to make it work for the kids. But it just wasn't working out. You know what I mean? Trying to make it work. And she ended up getting pregnant by another guy. Now, how that situation happened was that I was at the hospital. She had a sickle cell trait. So she ended up, I'm thinking it's that. We go in there and the doctor comes in and says, yeah, so you lost the baby. And I was just like, hey, yo, what? You lost the baby? And I'm like, oh, I know that's not mine. And so I lost the baby, and I'm like, okay, so she was pregnant at that time. And this was just like, what was going on? You know what I mean? Within the relationship. That was rough, but then it's also doing movies, doing TV shows, doing all these things as this is going on, not really telling anybody anything. Right. I wasn't telling my parents, telling my family what was going on. Right. And the relationship was just toxic at that point. So now I'm here and I get a phone call and she's this guy, that she wants to be with. And I was just like, okay, yeah, y'all need to be together. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this. But then I'm also dealing with the embarrassment of all of this situation. What's going on? I don't want people to know what I'm going through, all this situation. And I just felt like at that point it needs to be a reset button. Just because I looked at my parents and how beautiful their relationship.
Kel, who is this person that was pregnant? because it was not me. Like, who was this? And then other thing is, like, how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember your kids for like years? Like, I don't even know, 13, I don't know, 14. And then how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember Nick, you know, in my cheerleading outfit, right? Like, how does your memory work exactly? Because you remember lots of things about me from a long time ago, and it just kind of odd, like how your memory works. Like, you don't remember, I don't know, do you remember your daughter in a car accident? Do you remember your son losing his tooth? Do you remember taking your kids' money? Do you remember being completely physically, mentally abusive? Do you remember that you used to beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me when I would come out the hospital because I have a single beta thalassemia disease? Do you remember that? Do you remember that you were addicted to sex? Do you remember that? Do you remember me catching you with a man? Do you remember that? Do you remember you using the money that I created to pay for an entire woman's place? Do you remember that? Do you remember, taking the kids to Chicago and not telling me? Do you remember unilaterally filing for divorce and then moving back in with your mistress? Do you remember that? It's just, your memory is so strange. Like, do you remember that you didn't have any money for 5 years and the studio told you that, you know, basically told everybody that you were dead, and so I had to write a pilot for you? Do you remember that I wanted to be a mathematician, but instead I decided to be in a rap group with you? Do you remember that? Do you remember that when no one else was talking about you, I produced and wrote Kel Videos Live? Do you remember? Do you remember I also wrote and produced Ganked? Do you remember that? Do you remember that movie that you did with Cedric the Entertainer? You know, the one that I gave you? Do you remember that you took that and you sold it for $2,500? Do you remember that? Because your memory is so interesting to me, because I don't know why you didn't remember that I don't even like bodily fluids. So that I was actually relieved to find out when you were cheating. When I found out you were cheating, I was relieved. Did you remember that? Do you remember that I lost my virginity to you? Do you remember that? Your memory is interesting. So I think we should, you know what, let's figure out, you know, like, let's sit down, let's have a sit down and let's think about, you know, this memory. I have a few items that might, you know, jog your mind to help you with some of that memory. I don't know if this is like, you know, beginning Alzheimer's or something, but yeah, let's talk about it though.
Fee, fi, fo, figure. Boy, I hate a lying ass nigga. Between the two of these, who are you gonna pick? I'm going with the ex-wife. She just sounds a lot more believable, a lot more credible. Kel kept saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anytime a nigga wanna keep hitting you with, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get you to feel them. Pause. They're trying to, you get it? You believe me? You believe me? That's what it felt like the whole time. Like he was trying. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, man, Kel is the simpiest simp, which based off who he's played on TV, not too far from who I think that he is. But I'm gonna tell you a red flag that went off. When he was talking about the hotel and come on, let's go up there. And then he's like, no, I gotta go back because I've been disrespected. So you're this soft nigga who's cool with your wife having multiple people get her pregnant and you gonna stick around for the kids. But all of a sudden something clicked off in your brain and you're like, I gotta go back. I've been disrespected. Now you've been disrespected? I guess, bro, we all got our breaking point. But what Kel basically attempted to pull off, in my eyes, was the rope-a-dope with his words. He's like Muhammad Ali. or 8 Mile or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm this simp ass nigga. I let my woman cheat and have babies, and I'm gonna stick around for my kids, and I'm the victim, and she's the devil. And some Brian McKnight shit that he did, talking about we're just gonna pray for her. Man, all you fake righteous niggas, who you praying to? Don't pray for me, cause it comes on not genuine, fake. That was Kel's whole thing. And when she said, "Did you forget I call you with a man?" I was like, I knew it. I knew it. There was more to this damn story. I'm like, come on. Kel gives off that energy. Like he got a lot going on. Like the last thing he wants to be is in a committed relationship with a woman raising a family. He want to live that crazy Atlanta life. He want to do what he want to do. And that just comes off. Whether he means for it to or not, it's like, just be giving him the side eye, like, yeah, all right, nigga, you the perfect one, and you just want to be the perfect family man. I hear you. You got it. Y'all let me know what y'all definitely think in the comments. Do you believe him? Do you think he's just getting his shit off and Kel is the simp for orange soda and for females? I do. Or do you think he's Capavelli and he's out here just pushing the narrative before she got the chance to respond, which was like, I believe that a whole lot more. That sounds more in bounds what you talking about. So I'm team his ex-wife. Y'all let me know who y'all side with. Hit that like, definitely hit up the like all crazy. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like if you with his ex-wife, and hit subscribe the other way. Whatever y'all want to do. But I'm going to see y'all soon. Peace.